Hello, today we're going to discuss 6 ways to find out if a dog is not well. So today we're going to discuss 6 different ways of how you know your dog is not well. First of all, you are the pet owner. As a pet owner, you spend the most time with your dog. So I believe that you know your dog much better than anybody in the world. So these are 6 different ways to know when your pet is not well and when you should call a vet. So number 1, if they are off food. So if you know your dog that's usually quite a ravenous dog or has a regular habits of eating at specific times of the day, whether it's 2 times, once or 3 times a day, and suddenly they're going off food. Okay, not completely off food, maybe just eating a little bit less than usual, eating a little bit less enthusiastically, eating a little bit less faster, or more slowly. That could be a reason that your dog may not be feeling well, and maybe, just maybe, you can keep a close eye and see whether it is just a one-off or is it persistent. And if it's persistent, you may want to consider ringing your vet for that. So number 2, sometimes what if they are sleeping more than usual? And sometimes you can see the subtle changes whereby they usually are up at certain times of the day and they have the regular naps if they do, but your dog is suddenly sleeping more than usual. It's just a little bit more lazy, or perceived as lazy, lying in the bed a little bit longer, a little bit slower, and just spending more time in the bed than usual, or on the couch, on the sofa, wherever your dog sleeps. That could be a reason that something else is going wrong, because if they're not feeling well, the body tends to respond by needing to want to rest more, and hence they may perceive as sleeping more than usual. Suddenly we have had a dog that was just according to the owner, sleeping more than usual, and we actually found out that unfortunately for that particular little dog had a tumor in the liver. So that could be another reason why they're not another sign that they show. Number 3, if there's actually symptoms occurring. What do I mean by that? They're actually showing signs of not being well, like maybe coughing or sneezing, or having a diarrhea, or having vomiting, or having a weepy eye, or having a weepy nose, or scratching, or biting the backside. So they're actually showing physically signs of not being well, like being lame. So all those signs are maybe telling you that, okay, your dog is not 100%, maybe you should go and check it out to find out what's wrong with it. Depending on how serious it is, some owners may want to wait a little bit longer to see whether it's just a one-off lameness, whereby the dog pooed something and is okay again, or whether it's just a one-off vomiting. So certainly that's all fairly reasonable. The important thing is that you have to look at the dog in its entirety and see how badly is this particular symptom affecting your dog. If it's quite serious, why not get it checked out with your vet? Number 4, okay, drinking more than usual or weeing more than usual. So your dog may still appear to be bright, appear to be running around, not sleeping more than usual, no other symptoms, no vomiting, no diarrhea, but it's drinking more than usual, or you can see it's emptying the water bottle more often and always looking for water, or it's weeing more than usual, whereby you're having to take our little friend here out for a wee more often than you usually do, or on the walks you just keep seeing that every few steps it has a wee for the entire walk. And if that is quite unusual, there could be a lot of other reasons causing that, because sometimes the question that we ask ourselves is it drinking more than usual, therefore weeing more than usual, or is it weeing more than usual, therefore drinking more than usual? There are conditions like diabetes, kidney problems, Cushing's, urinary tract infections, and a lot of other different reasons for drinking and weeing more than usual. So if you find your dog is doing that, do check it out with a vet, okay? And sometimes people may actually want to measure how much water intake. That is quite useful for your vet to know as well, okay? Sometimes people may just notice very, very subtle changes, maybe not as active on walks. So there isn't any of all those signs we discussed above, but still going for regular walks, but it's just a bit slower. Used to be tugging ahead, and now it's just lugging behind. And it used to be you trying to follow up with the dog, and now you're trying to get your little doggy here to come forward with you and to hurry him up. So that's also a little bit different. And sometimes that could be a sign, okay, especially if it's quite sudden. It could be a sign of potential pain or other reasons why our little friend here is not as active as usual in the walk. So that is way number 5. My last sort of a different way to look at how your dogs could be not well is a different behavior. So you know your dog best. You know what your dog does, given the stimulus, whatever you do, the reaction, you know your dog best. So sometimes when there's a different behavior, you'll be the quickest to pick up the difference. And sometimes it can be very, very, very subtle. I still remember we have a patient who is a flat coat retriever. So those dogs, they are known to be extremely stoic and high pain very, very, very well. And the only difference the only complaint, the only symptom that the owner mentioned was that he didn't feel that his dog was jumping high enough, because he used to jump that high and now he's only jumping this high. So he brought it to the vets and we checked it out and actually found that this little doggy here unfortunately has had a twisted gut. So it actually has a necrotic gut, a gut inside there, a piece of gut that's dying in the abdomen. And because it's a flat coat, it was still able to jump high. So the only subtle difference was that it wasn't jumping as high as it was before. So that is very, very subtle if you think about it. I mean, usually a dog or even us with a twisted gut, you'll be groaning in agony and just, clutching a tummy and going, ouch, that is very, very painful. But for this particular individual, all he didn't do was jump as high as before. So you know your dog best, and it's a difference in behavior. Sometimes, I hear owners saying that it's just not right, it's just not himself, it's just not herself, and I just know that something is not right. And we dig a little bit deeper, even though a clinical examination, everything could be normal, but we dig a little bit deeper, then we find some form of pathology. So that is also another fairly common way or common reason why animals, why sort of pet owners bring their pets in to see us. So I hope this has been useful. Comment below on the different ways your pet tells you when they're not feeling well. And I look forward to see you at the next live event. This is Amity.